Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are taking you out and we're involving animals in the conversation. It's actually a really fun show planned out for you guys today. You're watching Living with S. Yes, in case you're like, which show is this? Am I on Animal Planet? What's going on? No, it's Living with S, and we're diving deep into the world of pet grooming and pet boarding as well. So if you have pets, this is a show you want to pay attention to. We're here at Pets Paradise and I've got Rodney Kihenjo.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
By the way, we have two other guests that you might see roaming around at some point. Two lovely dogs. What are their names?
Sugar and Rex.
Sugar is the one that has pink blotches on her. And then Rex is the guy you're just going to see, like, probably trying to mark his territory all over the place.
Exactly.
So, Rodney, tell me how this idea came about, because I know for many people the idea of pet grooming or pet boarding is so foreign. Yes. But I think slowly we're building a culture of, just loving on our pets a little bit more.
Exactly.
So tell us about how you started and how, Angela comes into play.
Okay. Angela, I'm a co-founder. Angela started Pets Paradise way back in 2016.
Mm-hmm. And Angela is?
My wife.
Your wife.
Yes, my wife. She's also a co-founder.
Yeah.
And it was really out of passion. What would happen, she's an accountant, so whenever she had free time, she would either be playing with pets or grooming pets and everything.
Okay. Did she have pets of her own?
Yes. We have a big cat at home. And we have 2 dogs at home.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's a lover of animals.
Okay.
So with time, she just started spending too much time with dogs and cats.
Okay.
Then around 2015, she decided to do an online course.
An online course
for grooming and boarding.
Pet grooming?
Pet grooming and pet grooming.
So there is something like that?
Yes. Grooming and boarding.
Did she do it in the country?
No,
or?
it was
It's online.
It's online, but it's certified in Canada.
Okay.
So it's really a Canadian thing.
Right. She was like liaising with a Canadian group?
Yes, exactly.
A school, rather?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then she do her practicals here. So they have this stuff they send you and tell you, groom, do this, take photos, take a video of yourself and all that, yeah.
So interesting. Yes. And was it specific to a certain kind of animal, like dogs, or was it pet grooming in general?
It's pet grooming in general, but she really went specific into dogs and cats.
Okay.
Yes, at least I think even business-wise, those two at some point could be ran together. Yes, so she sort of like specialized in those two much later.
Okay.
Yes.
So 2015, she takes the course. Obviously, she passes.
Yes.
And what happens next?
Then she starts grooming, and she started asking her neighbors, can I groom your dog? Initially it was for free.
Yeah.
So she did it for about 6 months. But within that time we realized that she was getting out of the office either too early so that she could meet her deadlines, or she was going to the office a bit late because she had clients to service.
Because she loved pets this much.
Because she loved pets.
That she's like, it's okay, I will just like clean you and groom you.
Exactly.
We've got new company. Who's this guy?
That's China.
Yeah,
and that's Yeti.
Cutie. And Yeti.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when she started to realize that it was impacting her work, what happened next?
Time came for her to renew her contract. Then she was working at TechnoServe.
Yeah.
So she needed to renew her contract.
Okay.
So we had a big discussion, but I mean, it took about 6 months for us guys to decide that this could be it for her. So slowly she built a customer base, but that time it still didn't make financial sense for me.
Yeah.
Simply because it was a free service.
Okay.
She was volunteering.
Okay.
Then slowly as her customer base went becoming bigger and bigger, then it made more sense for her to be able to do it as a full-time job.
And how many clients did she have at this point?
At that time, she was doing at least about 50 dogs, roughly.
Whoa!
Yes.
50?
Yes, around 50.
And she still had her job?
And she still had her job. But a good thing about grooming is that you can do it once a month. So what she needed to do is just schedule guys.
Okay. I was imagining 50 on one weekend. That's a lot of...
Yes.
That's a lot of grooming.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So at which point then did you decide to come on board? Because obviously you're wearing a Pets Paradise, you're doing this together.
Yes.
How did that come about?
When she started doing Pets Paradise, we had to divert a lot of resources from what we were doing initially to setting up the company. It's capital intensive.
Okay.
So we put in a lot of our savings, a lot of our friends' savings, a lot of our parents chipped in, and everyone who we could try and get something from. So we also tried to get a few investors and everyone. So we had many guys on board, so the stakes became too high. And we needed now to run it as a professional institute, as a professional company, and we needed all hands on board. So that happened in 2017.
Okay, so
But
2
we had
years
already
later.
tested the concept.
Yeah.
It was working.
Yeah.
It was making financial sense. The book started making sense, and we said, okay, fine, let's see how this goes.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So when you talk about capital intensive, I mean, what did you need to have this running and functioning well as a business?
For starters, grooming, like you said, it's still a pretty new concept.
Yeah.
So Kenyans are starting to adapt it, and frankly, they're doing so well at it, I think. So what happened is we needed to import the equipment. We couldn't get most of it here locally.
Yeah.
And especially to the quality that Angie wanted them done.
Okay.
So we had to import a lot of stuff, mostly from the UK. At least we had good networks there, so we were able to get stuff from UK and the US.
Okay.
So that was capital intensive. And then secondly, when it comes to boarding, you can't restrict a dog to a small space. Dogs need space.
I mean, you can tell. I didn't even say where we are, but we're at in a playpen.
Yes.
One of the many
that we have
playpens
here.
that you have.
Yes,
I mean, they have like slides, okay?
Yes.
I feel like children would be fighting with the dogs for that. So I get it. So you need a lot of space.
So we need a lot of space, and we needed the space in the right place.
Okay.
Places where you'd have a potential client base. Basically, it would mean people who are a bit more informed when it comes to taking care of their dogs, going the extra mile.
Okay.
So we realized from our already existing client base that would have to be either Karen or Kileleshwa or Westlands or Village Market and the like.
Okay.
So getting a space in those places is very expensive, especially getting a big space. Yeah. So fortunately, we were able to pull out some resources and we got some space.
Right.
But that's
here
what I
in
mean.
Karen.
Yes, here in Karen.
I get it.
Yeah.
So can you explain what pet boarding is? Because I think the grooming part, we have an idea, and we will get into that in the second part, and you'll like break down what it looks like. But what do you mean when you say pet boarding for someone who's watching and hasn't quite understood that?
Boarding, you'd require boarding services just like any other boarding facility for human beings. Say for instance, you're moving houses and you want to bring over your pet, finish your household, and then come pick your pet. So you need a place where you can board it temporarily or for the long run. You could be traveling. Perhaps you're going on summer holiday, or it's Easter vacation, Christmas.
Yeah.
Then you need someone to take care of your dog.
Yeah.
Historically, what we've been doing is that you either call your cousin up and tell him, could you take care of my dog or something like that. And there are issues to that. There are pluses and minuses. But then it becomes easy when there's an available facility. You can just drop off the dog is taken care of, and come pick the dog, and that's it. So you'd either be traveling, you could have guests, and you want your pet to be somewhere else, so that after the guests leave, then you can. Okay.
Oh, look at you! He's not liking this story. What's his name again?
Yeti.
Yeti is not here for this story. It's okay, Yeti. That's so funny.
Yeah, but we go through this all the time.
So what does that mean when he's doing that? Is it a boy or a girl?
Yeah, that's a boy.
So why would Yeti? What does that mean when a dog does that?
He's sort of like marking his territory.
Okay.
Like, I'm the dude around here.
Okay, fine, Yeti. So I get it now, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure people watching understand. It's essentially whenever you have to leave or you're unable to really care for your dog, this is a safe space that they will get the kind of play they need to have on a daily basis. Activities are planned out, food and everything, right?
Exactly.
So on average, how many dogs do you have, say around Christmas last year? How many dogs did you?
Around Christmas, we had in and outs. There are some people who went on holiday early Christmas, and there are those ones who went on holiday the later part of Christmas. So we had about 107 dogs within the Christmas season. That's December.
107.
Yeah, so Kenyans are picking up pretty well and taking care of their dogs.
I mean, even just earlier before we got here, I was speaking to a friend and I was asking, like, so what do you actually do when you guys go on holiday with your pets? And he was like, to sometimes call someone and have them come over, but that can be a hassle.
Yes,
So this is like a comforting option for anyone who really loves their pets and wants to know that they're fine.
Exactly.
So you've been in the business, you and Angela have been in the business for now 4 years, I'd say, since 2015,
yes,
right?
Since 2015, yes.
Right, so 4 years. So what have you noticed? What are some of the changes that you've noticed when it comes to the pet culture in the country?
Okay, we are really, really getting attached to our pets. You'd get calls from, even at night, can I have a picture of my dog?
What?
Yes. So
it's like a mother with their child or a father with their child.
Exactly. And guys are really, really cautious who they leave with their dogs. They would have to come here, inspect the place, see if they like it, see if it meets their standards. Try as much as possible to match it to the home before they leave the dog.
Whoa, so they're really invested.
Oh, totally. They have up-to-date vaccinations, up-to-date treatments.
Yeah.
Some even have the history, who's the mother of the dog, who's the father of the dog.
I love that.
Yes,
I love
yes,
that.
yes,
So
yes.
so on average, how much would it cost to then have this kind of boarding service? If I was thinking of leaving my dog for, say, 3 nights, how do you determine what that cost is like for people?
It really depends on the dog size, primarily because the care that we give to the dog, again, depends on the size of the dog.
Yes, yeah.
Also, the resources in terms of eating
Yeah.
and security and everything is really based on the size of the dog.
Okay.
But on average, from big to small,
Yeah.
a dog would be from 600 shillings
A
on
night?
the lower side
Yeah.
a night
Okay.
to 1200 to 1500 shillings
Okay.
a night on the higher side. So it really depends because dog sizes vary. We have dog sizes that are even up to 90 kilos, 120 kilos and everything.
120 kilos?
Yes. You can have really large breeds.
I mean, that means if that kind of dog tried to jump on me right now, I'm crushed.
Yes, you're on the floor easily.
Oh, snap. Yeah, so it's completely different. I guess it varies as opposed to if it was like Sugar.
Yes.
It's like a nice little
nice,
size
coochie.
and like, it's different.
It's totally different.
So are there moments where you've had to turn someone down? Is there ever that? Or what do you look for when you're saying, yes, you may leave your dog? Because in the same way that they're giving you all this inspection and, trying to see that things are right, I can only imagine that you've also got to safeguard the other dogs and their interests. So what do you consider before allowing someone to leave their pets here?
Okay, I think what you've said already, you're halfway there. One, we don't want really aggressive dogs.
Okay.
Yes, because we have the responsibility of taking care of many people's dogs.
Yeah.
So we want at least a manageable dog.
Yeah.
A dog that has been well socialized. And of course, a dog that has up-to-date vaccinations and all their records are intact.
Okay.
Because you can imagine, it's not only about taking care of our dog, but we also have staff.
Yeah.
So if a dog is not well vaccinated and it goes at it on one of our staff members, God forbid, it would be quite something.
Yeah.
So we want the level of aggression and then how well the dog has been taken care of in terms of vaccination, the historical record.
Okay.
So when those two don't match up, then
sometimes
we politely decline.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. And I'm sure they'd understand.
They would. And some of them would just do like corrective measures.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they can come in and they can enjoy their holiday or whatever it is that they're doing without having to worry. Last question before we go on break. I've heard of pet insurance. Is that something that you consider? Is that something that you talk to your clients about? Is that even a thing, a real thing here? Do a lot of people have that?
Yes. Okay. In Kenya, unfortunately, not many insurance companies have that.
Okay.
But we have one that does that.
Yeah.
However, at least from what I've had within the market, because we've considered it, we've had a few guys come over, do a few quotes and everything. When you consider the premium vis-a-vis the benefit, it really doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
Like you'd probably pay. But this is just for example purposes. You probably pay maybe 12,000 a year, and then if your dog got an injury, they would hospitalize it up to a maximum of maybe 20,000.
Yeah.
So it really wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's really not that real financial benefit.
Yeah.
But I guess it's because the industry is still growing and we don't have those many people insuring their dogs.
Yet, I guess.
Yes.
Because the culture, like we said, is changing.
It's changing, yes.
All right. we've got to take a break now, I think.
Okay.
So we're going to take a break, but we'll come back and now we'll get to understand a little bit more about pet grooming. Like, what does it actually look like and what gets clipped and cleaned and all of that stuff. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gents. If you hear some barking in the background, which probably will happen, don't be alarmed because we're in a dog's world, actually. We're at Pets Paradise, which is a pet boarding and grooming facility, which was co-founded by Rodney here. And then we've got Hiram, right? Yes, Hiram, who's a groomer. And then our little star of the show, Sugar. Sugar is your dog, right,
Yes,
Rodney?
yes, yes.
Yeah. So why did you put the pink on her?
We bought some new dog dye
Okay.
and wanted something really funky
Yeah.
for our very own dog.
Yeah.
So we tried it out with our Spot and our Star,
Yeah.
Sugar. And we thought it looked funky. So
And
she
it-
looks pretty.
You know, and she's an eye catcher. The first dog we all noticed when we walked in, we were like, look at
pink
that
dog.
pink baby.
Yeah.
Right. So why don't we dive straight into like the grooming? And Hiram, you can take it away with like the first thing that you do, and then I guess Rodney, you'll explain as he goes along.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what's the first thing that you usually do?
Whenever we get a dog, the first thing we do is just to do a quick scan of the dog.
Okay.
You want to know how is the condition first of the dog,
Yeah.
the fur, does the coat, has the dog been groomed before?
Okay.
Is the coat matted?
Yeah.
Mats are like dreadlocks.
And that's not nice.
That's not a nice thing
Right.
because it's very uncomfortable for the dog.
Oh.
Yes, and then also we want to check out, does the dog have any fleas, any ticks?
Yeah.
Because that quick assessment, it allows us to know what's the workload that we have to do on the dog.
Okay.
So that way we can be able to communicate back to the client and say, come after 2 hours, come after 3 hours or thereabout.
Okay. Because on average it takes 2 to 3 hours.
It takes about 3 hours, yes.
3 hours.
Yes,
Okay.
on average.
Okay. I
Depend-
guess also it depends on the size, like you were saying
Yes,
earlier.
size
Yeah.
and then the coat, because there are some that are really, they are short
Yeah.
coats. So you don't need to trim them or shave them much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
we
you do a body scan
Yes,
first thing
yes.
with your hands?
Yes, we really do a scan with our hands.
Yeah.
Where we feel mats, we try and use our dematers just to find out.
That's a demata.
And-
So how would you do it? Here, maybe you could demonstrate how it would work. So
Okay.
you just, it's just like
Thi-
a hairbrush.
This is a dog rake, specifically for
Oh.
dogs. So he passes it through.
Yeah.
So you can tell already that Sugar needs some, you see, as he rakes now you can tell. So
And it leaves it softer? I mean, already, this is
Yes.
like a great hairbrush. Okay. So I'm curious, do you think that's something she enjoys?
yes.
Because it must be relaxing. It's like someone washing your scalp and like getting into it. That must be
yes.
nice. So what would happen next? What would be the next thing that you...
Then we would demat. Assuming Sugar had mats.
Yeah.
Okay, she doesn't.
Yeah,
So we would demat. We'd use a demater.
yeah.
It's a slick.
Okay.
So we'd use that and really demat so that we're able then
Yeah,
to just rake it easily.
yeah. Okay. Sorry. Is this something that you would recommend people just have in their homes regularly?
Yes.
Oh, to regularly do?
Yes.
So they have it on hand and they
Yes.
just... And how often would you say?
That you need to do
Yeah.
this.
Mhm.
After every wash.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're bored in the house, because you also take the time to bond with your dog.
Yeah.
So it just makes work easier for yourself also.
Yeah. Can I
and
do
us
that
also.
actually?
Yes.
And you know, grooming is a show of love. Like even as humans, it's something that... okay? Are you enjoying that, first of all?
She's even sleeping.
Oh, okay. I hope I'm not hurting. I'm not hurting.
No.
Okay.
Actually, she loves it.
Okay, there we
She
go.
can do that for hours.
Okay, so then you just continue doing it and then...
Until there's no mat. Just make
Okay.
sure that there's no mat, because you want to make sure when you wash the dog,
Yeah.
or when you're shaving the dog, there
Yeah.
are no mats.
Okay.
There are no mats at all.
So, first thing you do when you get a dog, is it you wash it? Or you do this first?
You do this first.
You do this first.
Yes.
Do that and then demat is what you're
Yes,
saying.
yes.
And is that all you would then do to the fur? You've talked about shaving.
Yes.
Is that something that dogs generally need, or?
Yes. It depends. It depends. If the dog is really matted,
Yeah.
you can imagine there sometimes we get dogs that have dreadlocks all over, and it's really uncomfortable for the dog. Also, just general hygiene
Okay.
of the dog.
Okay.
It's like taking good care of your skin. So it
Yeah.
really makes a
Okay.
difference.
Yeah.
So in those instances, then you'd have to shave the whole dog.
Look at that. She is thoroughly enjoying. Can you see? She's so in love. So you'd have to shave the whole dog.
Yes,
Sorry. Yeah.
yes. so that the coat can start afresh.
Okay.
Yeah, but instances like Sugar where you don't,
Yeah.
after dematting, then you'd have to wash the dog.
Oh, is there more care that you put into their fur?
The fur. Okay,
Yeah.
after you finish washing the dog,
Yeah.
then again you take, what we do is that we give a spa bath. We
All
approach
right.
like that.
I feel like I want to sign up there. A spa bath. What's
Yes,
a spa
yes.
bath for a dog? What
For
does
a
that
dog,
mean?
Basically, it means we spoil the dog. We give it some massage as
wow.
in the bathtub.
Yeah. In a tub.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. Hot water
Ooh.
and some really funky shampoo, so
Yeah.
that she smells really nice.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Yeah.
if she agrees to get out of the water, because there are instances where we really have to drag her out of the water,
Yeah.
put her again back in the grooming table,
Yeah.
blow dry her,
Okay.
and then now is when Hiram would take his,
Oh, blow
he'd
dry.
blow dry her
Okay.
using the correct temperature,
Okay.
and then combo comb. he'd
What
use
does that? What does that?
Pumping while blow dry.
Oh, so it's full on.
Yeah.
Can I see this? Interesting. Okay. So there's still more care to this fur. Oh, by the time we're done, this must be like Brazilian hair. I don't know. It feels like by the time we're done, it's going to be on that level.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow. So do you do anything to any parts of their body, like nails or eyes, or what else do you do?
Yes, yes, yes. We do that. We clip the nails, especially for house dogs.
Uh-huh.
They mess up the seats.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you need to clip the nails.
Okay.
So for nail clipping,
Yeah. Okay.
this is when they're not that long. That's when
Okay.
they're very long. You
Okay.
clip the nails,
Yeah.
and then after that you smoothen
And by the way, I'm just wondering. Oh, and then you smoothen with this.
with this. This
So I mean, all of this would be terrifying even for a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like someone bringing clipper, it can be a little bit unnerving, especially if
Yes.
it's your first time.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
how do you manage a dog that starts to get a little bit anxious around, like, because this must make a noise, right? That one.
yes, yes.
I mean, you see that?
yes.
Do you tend to get dogs that are like, no, sir. not
Yes, yes,
today."
yes, yes.
So how
But
do you?
We try all tricks in the book.
Yeah.
There are some dogs that you really have to be firm.
Yeah.
When I say you be firm, it means you're showing the dog that there's nothing wrong with this. So you tell the dog
Mm.
no, no. And there are other dogs that you have to pamper them. You have to go like, you know, it's all good.
Yeah, they're really like babies,
They're,
aren't they?
they're really like babies, yeah. So whichever works, depending on what dog it is.
Yeah.
You can pamper, or you can be a bit firm.
Okay.
And we can also try the dog treat way. Give it a few treats, so it's a good dog, then it understands, oh, so this is a good thing.
Okay.
So it lets you do it. And there
Right.
are others that just sleep as you do that.
Oh, because they must enjoy it. It's like a
Some
real
really
spa,
enjoy
right?
it, yeah.
Must be exciting. And I also see that you've got this, which I imagine you
Yes.
would then have it attached. But you know, because she's a regular here, she's an owner. This is her home.
Yes.
She gets it. So you probably don't need to use the leash.
Yes.
But if it was a new dog, you'd
You'd
have
have
them.
to, Hiram can
on
show
a
us
leash.
how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So there we go.
And that means they have to stay on the table.
They have to stay on the table, yes. That
Okay.
and the back.
They
Okay.
stand up.
Yes.
Ah. Or even her legs.
Even her legs.
Oh, and your little bum bum.
yes.
Oh, you look so cute. Can I say hello? Oh, she's just such a chill dog.
Yeah, she's very easy.
Okay, so that's it for the fur and for the nails. Is there eyes? What do you do for eyes or ears, or do you do any of that? Teeth?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We brush dogs.
Uh-huh.
We brush their teeth. We have a
Wait, you
toothbrush.
brush their teeth.
Yes.
Do you have clean teeth, young lady? How old is she actually?
She's about 6 years.
6 years, so not quite young.
Yeah.
But and does a dog let you? Do you have to like pry the mouth open and get in there?
Yes, it depends. We have the equivalent of Colgate.
Oh,
Is
okay,
really
okay.
it has a flavor.
Ah,
Yes.
so they
dogs
enjoy it.
enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It really is like a spa session for the dog. So you do the mouth, you brush their teeth.
Then we do what we call a sanitary trim.
Okay.
What that does,
Yeah.
just you sort of like
Get their
shave.
behind.
Yes.
We're going to like, oh, are we really going to turn her over?
No, there's no need.
No, Leah, let's not show her. Let's like protect her. Don't look, everybody. Look the other. It's okay, baby. Come turn the other side. They get what this means.
But yes,
but
you do the
you
sanitary.
get in there.
Yes.
To try and like make sure that there's
the whole
no
place
hair.
is clean.
Aha.
So when she poops or she wee-wees,
Yeah.
it doesn't go to the fur.
Yeah.
So it's all neat and clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at her, and she was just going to let us do it. It's okay, we'll protect your dignity. Okay, so that's it for the backside.
For the back side.
And the under as well.
Yes.
All right. And that this whole process you've described is what takes about 3 hours on average.
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So when was the last time she had one?
It's been about a month.
And on average, how long do you think people should groom their dogs?
Their dogs 4 weeks.
Every 3 to 4
Yeah.
weeks. Okay, and the importance of grooming is that
The hygiene.
okay.
And especially if you have, it gets messy in the house if it's a house dog, yeah?
Okay.
So you have fur all over the place.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that once you groom it, if the dog is a house dog, then it's easy. It's okay.
Okay.
Even being around kids, the kids can still play with the dog and you're comfortable, you're okay.
Yeah.
You know that the dog is clean.
Okay.
And also for the dog, hygienically,
Yeah.
it's good for the dog's skin,
Okay.
for the dog, and just general health care for the dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay, all right. So I know you do some work with KSPCA,
Yes.
which stands for Kenya Society for Protection and Care, KSPCA of Animals.
Yes.
KSPCA.
Yes, yes,
So what can you tell us about that? Because I think it's a really amazing cause.
Yes, yes. What we do for our CSR is that anyone who donates to KSPCA, when they either come here for a groom or for a board, then we give them discounted rates. Because we want to encourage guys to be able to donate to the KSPCA as much as they can.
Right.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Hiram, and thank you as well, Sugar, and thank you, Rodney.
Okay.
Thank you. Remember, if you want to, treat your pet, and it's specifically dogs. Do you do cats?
We do grooming
do-
for
you
cats.
do grooming
yes,
for
but we
cats.
don't do boarding for cats.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, not
Yes,
yet.
not yet.
But if you want to do grooming for your cats or your dogs, then head over to Pets Paradise. They're located here in Karen, and they've got like all this running space for the dogs too, and
Yes.
playing ground, slides, the whole 9 yards. Thanks, guys. We've got to take a break, but when we come back, we'll speak to a vet so we can get into the health side and the health section of taking care of your pets, because that obviously matters. We'll be back in a moment.